just down at Strathclyde Park with the family, just finished training, so just going for a family walk, probably grab a coffee and yeah, just taking the views really. I'm here with my partner Georgia and my little boy Arlo.
It's really nice to spend the day with him, especially days off. We kind of try and go further afield, but it's the simple things, going for walks, watching TV, cooking tea together. It's just nice to spend time as a family of three.
This is Arlo. Don't know if he'll give you a little smile to the camera maybe, or is he too... Hello. Hello. Yep, that's Arlo. And he came along on April, before the Hibs game last year to be precise. Obviously I remember being up and down, obviously being available for that game, which is a new experience. It's obviously such a surreal feeling, bringing a little one up into the world and sort of seeing life through their eyes now. It's challenging, but it's a privilege really. Obviously, we don't work as long hours as, you know, full-time jobs, so it's more than doable, and yeah, really enjoying it. Without Georgia, probably be struggling a little bit, so she does a lot of work behind the scenes with him. She obviously helps overnight as well, which is good, so I can sort of recover between games and that, so that's, yeah, it's really helpful. Towards the start of the week I'll do a bit more sort of after the game and sort of Monday, Tuesday, and then as it gets towards a Saturday she'll take over a lot more and do more of the heavy lifting, yeah. Still waiting for him to start crawling and that, so still early days, but we've got all that to look forward to, yeah. Again. Is that better? Oh, I've got nothing to give him though. You can hold him. I'll feed the duck. What is this? Oh, they like it. They like it. Come back. No. Arlo, who's this? Who's that? Can you smile? We've been together quite a long time since school, so it's obviously been in the back of our minds. We did actually, unfortunately, have a few miscarriages in the last few years, so I think having Arlo this year coming is like really special for us. It is tough, obviously having family quite far away from us as well makes it even tougher, but them experiences only make us stronger as a couple, so life is precious at the end of the day, and that really puts it into perspective. We're really, you know, grateful that he's here really, yeah. He's been to every game, pretty much all the home games, and you know, quite a lot of the away ones, so he's a big Motherwell fan, yeah. No, it really helps me switch off from football, to be honest, because it puts, you know, everything into perspective, sort of doing football for him really, and you know, if things don't go so well, you can take your mind off things, so yeah, it's been a blessing really.
Shall I go? Yeah, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, so I'd just left Norwich at the time. I'd worked with Graham Alexander previously at Salford, very briefly, and obviously that connection there sort of brought me to the club. Just a fresh start really, I think. You know, it's well noted how competitive the Scottish League is, and there's obviously the big attraction of playing the bigger clubs up here, like Celtic and Rangers, which is massive for a sportsman, because they're great opportunities to showcase yourself. I really fancied the challenge, and you know, didn't get off to the best start, but I think now it's paying off. So I sort of know the script coming up here, knew how well Liam had done the previous year, 2 years I think it was, winning Player of the Year both years. So yeah, obviously I knew it would be a bit of a wait, but the plan I was sold was when he moves on, hopefully I can take the reins, and you know, that's come to fruition, so it's worked out well. So I got 2 games in the Cup qualifiers. First game was Queen of the South. It was a bit of a hectic game, and then went through to penalties, and you know, I saved a penalty and we got the bonus point. And then the other one was East Fife, and it was quite a quiet game really, but yeah, they were the two moments I had to sort of showcase myself. Obviously the first game was hectic, there was a lot going on, so it probably wasn't ideal conceding 3, but then the penalty save was a nice like bonus on top. That moment was good. And then the second game I didn't really have anything to do, so I couldn't really show what I could do. Yeah, no, they were all right. It was just nice being out there really. Obviously I was working with a new manager who didn't bring me in at the time, so it was early days in our relationship still. So it was just go out there, showcase what you can do, and yeah, enjoy it really. Subconsciously, obviously I knew it would be difficult, and then you're sort of waiting on maybe just random moments, maybe a red card or an injury. Obviously you wouldn't wish injury upon anyone, but these things do happen, so maybe that was how the opportunity would come. It was really tough, and I think what made it tougher was I was really applying myself in training and, you know, doing well in training. So when you're doing that day in, day out, you do want the reward of, you know, showing you can do it on a Saturday, which ultimately didn't come, but it's life, and, you know, you just got to keep pushing through these things, and hopefully, you know, the hard work will come out in the long run, and thankfully it did. I had a good relationship with my agent, which was Brian Gunn, who probably a lot of Scottish fans will know. He was my agent at the time. But he just said to stick at it. Obviously we knew the sort of plan coming in, but it was a long-term plan, so there wasn't too much like outside noise from that perspective. Not too bad, because we knew the long-term view, yeah. I think it was common knowledge by the end of the season that Liam was probably leaving, so I thought it was a massive opportunity for me to sort of have not a fresh start, but obviously a new crack at trying to secure the #1 spot. And obviously I'd worked with the manager for 2 years at this point, and I think he knew what I could do. So I thought I was in a good position to really like nail that #1 spot down. Obviously it is tough for us being up here with no support network for the baby, you know, no parents helping out on the odd weekend and that. So we did have to take these things into consideration, but ultimately we waited 2 years for this opportunity. So I feel like giving it another year just made sense for us. Normally, most people would think there's probably more pressure on me because it's a more realistic chance of playing, but I actually flipped it and thought, what have I got to lose here? So I just went out and enjoyed it, and I think that actually showed in my performances. I played with a bit less fear, and that hopefully showed that I can positively affect the game. Not too much conversation. The manager did say he's going to bring someone in. He wasn't very specific about who he'd bring in, and he just said it'd be a fight for the jersey, which was perfect for me really. That's what I wanted all along. So we do have them fears. So 2 years is a long time to sort of waste in football, let alone another year on top of that. So there was a little bit of that, but hopefully I just tried to harness that and really use that to push myself, put myself in the best light to play, yeah. Obviously when you don't play for so long, you do maybe start to have doubts about yourself, wondering, am I cut out for this or not? But I think the more I've played, the more confident I've got, and I think that's shown, yeah. I haven't experienced the league and the level, so I didn't know if I was ready for that. Obviously, having not played it, never doubted my ability, but just the level, because obviously it was unknown to me at the time. It's the highest level I've played at and consistently played at, so yeah, I'm in a really good place at the minute. A lot of fans wouldn't see what I've been doing the last 2 years, but I have been applying myself every day, so maybe it's that showing now. Just loving it at the minute, to be honest. I think it's a great place to play my football. It's well noted, I haven't played too many games in my career. I'm 26, so I just really wanted to sort of get to like 50, 100, 150 games over the next few years, which would be great for myself. Last month I signed a new contract at the club until 2027. Obviously discussed it. Georgia, he was quite keen alongside myself. We didn't really have to think too much about it, which is normally a good sign. This is Arlo's home at the end of the day. You know, he was born up here, and we really enjoy it and feel safe up here. So I think I'm commanding my area well, making saves at big times. So yeah, probably the best football I've played. Walking out at Hampden to 8,000 Motherwell fans was pretty special. So I know the result wasn't what we wanted, but that was a pretty special moment. I don't know, he says like yeah all the time. He always just goes yeah, which is better than no, I guess. So
Does not sleep through the night, but you don't wake up, so it's very convenient.
Yeah, you do a lot of the heavy lifting, don't you, which is good. So
He's a good boy.
yeah, he's pretty good going for the most part. I think we have it quite easy compared to some people. So yeah. Ultimately, as a professional, it's just to play at the highest level possible, week in, week out, and really test yourself against the best. Definitely right in saying my career's staggered. You know, I'm 26, I'm not that young anymore, so went through a lot of tough times earlier in my career, and hopefully they're out the way and I can start looking forward now. Consistency is what you aim for as a goalie. I think it's massively important. There's no point being a 10 out of 10 and then a 1 out of 10. You need to be reliable, and that's what I'll aim to do, yeah. And it's nice to know you're appreciated. Thank you for all your support so far. Obviously I know it's early days and I haven't been playing long for the club, but it doesn't go unnoticed, and hopefully it can continue, yeah. Is that good?